Hi, I'm Emily with the Medicare Coach, and in this video, I'm going to cover what Medicare will cost. Now, I first learned about Medicare when I was helping my dad figure out his Medicare decision. And since then, thousands of people have turned to me and the Medicare Coach to make their Medicare decision too. Now, the Medicare Coach isn't an agent, so we don't receive any commissions from insurance companies, which means we are truly independent and unbiased. Also, please make sure you stay tuned to the end of this workshop where I will share a free resource to help you easily make your Medicare decision too. Okay, let's cover what Medicare will cost. Now, the cost of Medicare depends on many factors, including your income, which program you pick, which medications you take, where you live, things like that. But let's start with the simple and more straightforward Medicare cost. And these are associated with Medicare Part A and Medicare Part B. Now, everyone is subject to these costs unless you qualify for financial aid. Now, Part A, which is your hospital insurance, costs $437 a month for 2019. However, if you or your spouse have 40 qualifying quarters, you won't pay anything for your Medicare Part A premiums. Again, most of you won't pay anything for Medicare Part A premiums because you do meet those requirements. However, please be aware that Part A does have some deductibles if you need those services. Now, Part B, which is your doctor's insurance, costs $135.50 a month in 2019. And while the majority of you will pay this amount, there are a few of you who will get financial aid to reduce the cost. In addition, if you have a higher income, you will pay more for Medicare Part B. So if your modified adjusted gross income, so it's based on your taxes, is $85,000 or more as an individual, or $170,000 or more as a couple, you will pay more for Medicare Part B. With that said, there are many people who can appeal those, and we help our clients with those appeal all the time. Now, also be aware that if you're leaving an employer plan and you're taking a big payout, that can impact what you pay for Medicare. So if you fall into this category, we can provide you some guidance as to what to look at and how to understand the rules and how they work. Now, there are other amounts that you will pay for Medicare depending on the program that you pick, either Original Medicare or Medicare Advantage. And I cover this in much more detail in my free workshop. But if you go with Original Medicare, you will also likely get a Medicare supplement plan and a Medicare Part D drug plan. Now, supplement plans usually range from around $30 a month to $200 a month in most states. Now, some states will be higher because they have the unique rules. Now, Medicare Part D drug plans have premiums as low as $10 or $15 a month, but they also come with copays. They come with deductibles and things like that. So depending on your medications, you can pay more than that. Now, on the other hand, if you go the Medicare Advantage route, you will have a range of plans to pick from, and the premiums start as low as $0 a month. Now, when you look at these plans, pay close attention to the copays, the deductibles, the max out of pockets. Also look at other rules, such as if you need to get chemotherapy, how much will that plan cover of that cost? So in conclusion, while there are standard amounts for the cost of Medicare, for Medicare Part A and B, the total cost that you pay for Medicare coverage is based on the plan that you pick, depends on your health conditions, the medications that you're on, where you live, things like that. And like I said earlier, right, Medicare is complicated. And too many people make the wrong Medicare decision, which is jeopardizing their health care as well as their savings. And this is why so many people turn to the Medicare Coach. So if you want help with Medicare and the steps to take to make the right Medicare decision, please click the link below to sign up for my free online Medicare workshop. In this workshop, I cover the 5 steps to Medicare so that you can easily make your decision and know what's going on without wasting time on all the research, all the paperwork, or even all the phone calls. It's completely free to join, but there are a limited number of spots, so be sure to click the link below in the description to reserve your spot today. Once again, I'm Emily with the Medicare Coach, and I look forward to seeing you in my free online Medicare workshop. Here's to making Medicare easy. Thank you for watching, and be sure to like, comment below, and subscribe for more videos just like this.